then I really sort of got into detailing as a whole in about 2000, and that's when I started looking for things like machine polishing and, you know, the more advanced sealants and waxes and things like that, as opposed to your standard, you know.
Okay, so how did you go on with that then?
Basically, I was looking on a detailing forum for sort of machine polishing tuition. Came across a company called Autobrite that I'd never heard of. Emailed the page, got a response from Mark, and basically asked him about, you know, what the training involved and where they were based and things like that. Found out they were based in Fenton, which is not a million miles away from Kidsgrove. Went on, checked out some of their posts, saw a few photos of Mark's car at the time, and I thought to myself, I've seen that car before. So I got talking to Mark, found out he lived in Kidsgrove, which is where I live. And found out he lived 3 doors up the road from me. And he was the guy that I used to laugh at every winter and trying to get up the street and not being able to achieve it.
You didn't go out and help him?
No, I got all the kids to the window. He stood there in a popcorn.
Nice.
So basically got talking to Mark, he asked me to go up, I started testing a few products for him, started using more and more of the range. You know, I used to text Mark every other day, can you get me this from work, can you get me this, and got into it that way. And then obviously Mark got to the point there with Autobrite where he couldn't then continue to do the vaulting and detailing stuff as well as running the business. Saw that I was interested in the products and asked me if I'd like to join the team.
Worst decision you ever made?
Yeah. So yeah, I tagged along one of the Back to Basics courses, where I sort of helped out, you know, demonstrating some of the products and stuff like that.
Is that where you met Mr. Clive Pepper?
That's where I met
Clive, if you're watching.
Yes, hi Clive. I'm sure he will be watching, or at least he'll be watching later. He doesn't tend to come out till midnight. He's a bit of a night owl.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's basically where it started, and that was coming up to 7 years ago.
So you've been with Autobrite 7 years?
Yeah. I think when I joined there was 4 members of staff. So there was Mark, Mark's mum Sue, John and John. So I was the first non-family member basically to join the team.
Legend.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so going back to that 7 years, Kev, can you remember what the first Autobrite product you ever used?
Do you know what? I can't. I would probably say it's either going to be, cherry glaze. It may have been bubblegum trim, which is a product that we don't actually do anymore. It evolved into now what is now well dressed, or it would have been Magic Foam custard. Now, Magic Foam custard is one of my favourite products, and I'm still petitioning Mark to bring it back. So, if another day we hold a Facebook poll asking to bring Magic Foam custard back,
this, guys.
Make sure you get on there and subscribe with your vote.
Have you stopped banging on about Magic Foam custard? We're not having it back.
Magic Foam custard.
Okay, so thanks for that. So you've used every Autobrite product that's been developed since Mark started until you sort of got introduced up until today. Mm-hmm. So over them 7 years, what would you say is your favourite product, including past and present?
I've got to say one of my favourite products, except the Magic Foam custard. One of my favourites has got to be Abyss. It's been out, I think, around about 7 years now.
Okay.
So it's just sort of around about the time I started. And compared to what I'd used previously, I've never used a product that I could use so effectively on paintwork, but also made a massive difference on plastics. And if you go back sort of 7 years and you look at the cars that were out at the time,
mm-hmm.
most of them had unpainted either bumpers or unpainted plastic trims on the doors, and they were renowned for going white and for oxidising, for fading. And Abyss was one of the few products that I'd ever used that would actually bring that back without causing any issues when it rains. So some trim vests you put on, it rains and it runs off and it leaves streaks. Yeah. Abyss doesn't do that. So for that reason alone, it's one of my favourite products.
I agree. Abyss is probably one of my favourite products as well. For my motorbike, it's just superb. For the paintwork, plastics, it just brings it up.
Extremely versatile.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first tried Abyss, I used Paste Abyss, and as a regular maintenance product, I used Project 32 at the time. And my Abyss lasted me around about 14 months, which is it's far exceeding what the actual stated durability of the product is.
I did what everyone else does when you first use Abyss, unless you're going back to basics, put far too much on. I didn't realise how much little product you need of it. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, what people tend to get wrong with Abyss as well is obviously the over-application, but it's also the fact that if you're applying it at the end of your your maintenance wash or whatever, if it's going dusk and it's getting damp, any dampness in the air will stop a product like Abyss or a wax from curing properly.
Okay.
So it needs to be done when the temperature's still relatively warm and there's no damp in the air.
So we do this in two forms. We do it in like a paste and a spray.
Yep.
Which would you go to? What's your go-to one? And what are the differences?
My favourite product is the best paste, to be fair, because the best paste will give you more durability. But in terms of use now, I use spray more than I use paste.
Okay.
Spray is just a lot quicker. It's more versatile as well. I don't use quite as much product. And main difference really is slightly increased durability in the paste.
Yeah, I found the spray, obviously you're the expert, but I found the spray just a little bit easier to use, a bit more user friendly.
Yes, it's
easier to spread.
Yeah.
And like I say, less chance of it.
Less chance of getting too much. I mean, with the spray vest, it's quite easy to sort of dispense a small, spot on there. With the paste, you've got to put your applicator in the pot. So if you put too much pressure on, you end up bringing too much out. Then you've got to spread it really, really far.
Okay.
But the paste it's one of those products that if you can get the application spot on, then it's perfect.
Excellent.
Cool.
So if you've got any questions like that about any products for Kev, now's the time to ask him while he's here and we've got him, because he's a very busy man.
Oh, we've got Reflect Automotive Detailing, hi guys, and we've also got Gibbo. So he's so curious as to what Magifoam custard is. Well, Magifoam custard is a yellow.
You had to, didn't you? You had to.
It's a yellow Magifoam, basically. Now, the original one had a custard fragrance. We had a sample quite a while ago now that I'm still waiting for the actual production version that got a vanilla custard scent, and it was absolutely amazing. And he's looking there, he's sitting there shaking his head at me, but I will get it back, don't worry.
Okay.
I'll get it back eventually.
And what was the other question?
See, Gibbo says bring it back. My car's a yellow.
Let's ask Mark, who's behind the camera. Are we bringing Magifoam custard back? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes! Fantastic.
Has that made your day, Kev?
It has indeed, yeah.
He's
That's made me
He's
year.
a happy
So
boy
the next
now.
questions will probably be, and when's that going to be?
Soon, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
For any of you who would like to say hi to Mark, he's hiding behind the camera as usual.
Hello.
Didn't
There
say
you go.
anything there, but never mind, eh?
Yeah, you will.
Oh, there you
you
go.
go. We're on a little bit delay, you guys, so I do apologise for that.
Give it
So-
put me in for a few 5 litre tubs, he said.
Yeah.
Any more
Yeah,
questions there,
of
Kev?
course, yeah.
Anyone else?
Now
If
we've
not,
got
I'm just going to ask you loads of questions.
Cameron Stevenson. Hi Kev, hi Dale. Hi Cameron.
Hi. Fire us a question over, Cameron, if you're watching,
Yeah.
if you've got any questions about any products. So we talked about the best sealants. What about the shampoo range, Kev? What's your favourite in the shampoo range?
Currently, favourite shampoo I would say is got to be Purple Velvet. I do really like ceramic shampoo, but as a lot of people have said, Purple Velvet you get an unrivaled basic gloss and unrivaled amount of bubbles, and obviously it's really high dilution. If you are maintaining a car that's already got a ceramic coat on it, or it's got Magiseal on it, then use a ceramic shampoo. But Purple Velvet's got to be the best off-the-shelf shampoo for most people's needs,
Okay.
especially in terms of dilution.
So I'm going to ask you about the ceramic shampoo.
Go on.
I can get my words out.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, the ceramic shampoo. I haven't used that, so
Why not?
I just haven't. I've got that much purple,
Yeah.
purple velvet left.
You've not got your finger on the pulse.
No, I haven't. So, okay, if I come in as a customer, you sell
Yes.
this ceramic shampoo to me over another shampoo what I've been using.
Okay. Well, the ceramic shampoo basically you get a ceramic level of protection from the shampoo. So, although it's designed to be a low foam shampoo, it's still got the lubricity that you need to remove dirt. So, although you're using it on the car and you think actually it's not producing any bubbles, it's still providing lubrication to lift the dirt contamination off the paintwork. So bubbles don't necessarily equate to a good shampoo. Bubbles just make us feel better essentially, so it doesn't have to bubble. But the shampoo itself, if you use just the shampoo on its own, just for your weekly wash, you will still get protection from it. So it will still repel water, it will still bead, it will look really nice and glossy. But obviously you can use it as part of the Ceramic Shield family as well. So if you've got your Magiseal on there already, you apply your ceramic wax, you can then use your ceramic shampoo to maintain it. So either way, you're going to get some protection out of it, whether you use it standalone or whether you use it as part of the family.
You just mentioned the ceramic wax. I haven't tried that either.
Why?
Because I've got a best.
Why not? Yeah, so the ceramic wax, again, it's part of the family, so it's part of the Ceramic Shield family. It makes maintaining your car really easy. It's a really easy to use wax. What a lot of people don't understand with ceramic based products is They aren't like applying a traditional wax. So traditional wax, you would apply it with an applicator, you spread it out, you leave it to haze. With a ceramic-based product like a wax, you don't. So with a ceramic wax, what you need to do is you need to almost apply it a bit like a ceramic coating. So rather than just getting your applicator, spreading it and then leaving it, what you don't do, you've got to work it till it starts to almost disappear. So you work it in a little bit, it starts to get thinner. That then gives you a more even coating and it makes removal a lot easier as well. So you don't need to leave it to cure.
So you know me, Kev, I meant to be motorbikes and one cars. So would that ceramic range be okay to use on my bike with like plastic fairings and
Yeah, yeah, because no issues. I mean, what we say on bikes is whenever you any sort of product using on a bike, especially if it's got unpainted surfaces or powder coated surfaces like powder coated frame, swing arms, things like that, is you don't allow any product to dry. So whatever shampoo you're using from whatever brand, make sure that you rinse off thoroughly. Powder coated parts are more susceptible to staining than painted parts are, but everything that we do, with the exception of maybe some really intensive products like maybe something like Demon, is bike safe.
Okay.
If you're really concerned, you can use Baneblade, which is designed
To be
primarily.
fair, I use Demon to clean the chain and it's great.
Yeah,
But
you wouldn't spray it in your frame though, would you?
No, I rinse it thoroughly after use.
Yeah, yeah.
And then obviously re-lube the chain. So that's good. Got a few more questions there?
Stephen Moore, hi guys, Magic Home Customers great. Hello from the car salon in Northern Ireland. Hi
Hello.
Stephen. Hello Ireland. I'll be over there soon.
Watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space. And we've got Chris Pond. Hi guys, when you machine polish you use 3 to 4 pea-sized spots. When you use a microfiber pad, do you use the same or cover the pad?
That's a good question.
Right Chris, so basically when your microfiber pad is new, you want to prime the pad or you want to season the pad, so you want to put quite a considerable amount of compound on. Then what you want to do is you want to spread that in. So some people will use like a spatula or maybe a flat plastic scraper, or you can use your fingers. Spread it in to make sure the pad's nice and wet, so you've got all the fibres are actually lubricated with compound. Then you put a few small pea-sized amounts on top. Now once you've done a section, then you want to clean your pad out. So normally that's done with either a pad brush or preferably compressed air. Compressed air works really well on microfiber pads. The next time you then come to use your pad, you would only put 3 or 4 pea-sized amounts on because you've already got those fibres are saturated with compound. If you don't put enough compound on a microfiber pad, you can get an increase in heat, which obviously dries the compound out a lot quicker. But you want to make sure that the compound is completely covering the pad when you first use it. So that's the easy way to do that one.
Okay, Adam N, what are your thoughts on graphene coating, Kev? We've been talking about this week, haven't we?
Yeah, graphene we have been discussing. From what I've seen, I mean obviously...
Thanks for your question, by the way.
Yeah. So obviously for products that we don't actually do yet, we don't just completely ignore them until someone mentions it. We do look into these products. I do tend to watch quite a lot of detailing videos and product reviews and things like that to keep up on what's going on in the industry. Graphene, from what I can tell, is obviously going to be the next big thing after ceramic coatings. How effective that's going to be in comparison to ceramic, I think, is yet to be seen. But it is something that we're looking at, maybe for in the future. It really depends on where the market goes and who actually starts to release one. If it starts to become popular, we may release one. We're still, at the moment, we're working on ceramic coating, and that's where our primary focus is at the moment.
Thanks. Okay, Harrison Thomas. Hello, Harrison. Thanks.
Hi, Harrison.
Can you send me some free products, please? I love Autobrite.
That's a tumbleweed there.
Why don't you keep why don't you like, subscribe, because there's and go on our Facebook page and follow that. There's plenty of prize and giveaways, so you might be lucky and you might get some free products that way. That's the way to go, Addison. Okay.
Ooh.
Go on, I'll let you read a few, Ken.
Mr. Clarkey.
Hello, Mr. Clarkey.
Hello, Mr. Clarkey. This is a great question. Who was the best detailer? You or Mr. Mark Moss? I think Mark should answer that question.
Yes, I agree. I think Mark should answer that question.
Of course it's me.
No.
I taught you everything I know.
When's the
there
last
you go.
time, Mark?
I could tell you when the last time Mark.
I don't do it no more.
was.
I don't need to do it no more.
It was a Seat Ibiza, I believe.
Was it not mine? Was it?
No, it was a red one.
I wonder why I got
And
a few
its
sort of-
technique was actually really good.
Was it?
Yeah, very fast.
He did teach, it was true, he did teach everything new, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Several
Which
years
wasn't,
ago.
yeah, it wasn't a great deal.
I was trying to say he's a bit of a dinosaur.
Took about half a day.
To be fair, he has a lot of involvement, doesn't he?
Yeah, you never forget. I mean, obviously Mark does keep his hand in with testing and things like that, so you never forget, but I would definitely say it's me. That's a big mistake.
Maybe we should have a vote on it. Should we have a poll?
Maybe we should have a detail off.
Oh, that. Watch this space. I'll set that up for you guys. We'll have a detail off between Mark and Kev.
Thanks.
Loving that idea.
Thanks for that. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Might be busy that day.
You know, then I'll let you put the next one then.
Okay. Grant Higgs. I do a citrus wash, Magifoam and luxury suds 2-bucket wash. What wax would you advise on a black car? Kev loves black cars, by the way.
Oh, especially Audis.
Yeah.
Back to your question, Grant.
What wax would you advise on a black car? Well, really, most waxes are colour universal. So, to get the best out of a wax, you want to go for whichever wax you decide is the finish you're looking for. So, do you want a show wax, which gives you a high gloss, but you apply more frequently? Do you want a hybrid wax, so something's got a bit of sealant in it? So, show wax, you're looking at something like Dazzle. If you want the maximum amount of your wax, you look for something like maybe Autobrite. If you want a medium wax, it's got a bit of sealant in it, you go for something like 2005. If you want a wax that's easy to use and gives you a little bit of everything, but doesn't give you the massive amount of durability, Penny Black, Carbon Uber. If you want the maximum durability, you go for Ballard. Also depends on whether you want to use a paste wax or a liquid wax as well. Liquids are easy to use, paste wax are more durable.
And we do the ballad in the sample pots, so if you don't want to go for the big pot and just want to give the thing, the sample pots are about £20 retail, I think.
But remember, Ballard is a ceramic infused wax, so like I was saying about the ceramic shield wax earlier, is you do have to spread it further. So you don't just apply it like you would a regular wax and leave it to cure. You want to work it in and get that really thin sort of film.
If you haven't got much time, sometimes if I'm rush of time, I like liquid gloss, that works well on my cars.
Liquid gloss is good, yeah, it smells really nice as well.
Yeah.
There's lots of, I mean, me myself personally, I prefer sealants because I do find that you get a lot more durability for the amount of time you put into it, but you will never beat a wax for the actual wet look and the gloss finish. So we've got another one. So we have Sam Bamforth, Scott Bamforth. What's the difference between Magifoam and Superfoam, and do I need both? It's one of the questions that we get asked quite a lot, and one of the questions we actually explain on the Back to Basics course as well. Magifoam is a cleaning foam. So basically Magifoam's got more active cleaning agents in it. It's not completely pH neutral, it's slightly alkaline. Once it's diluted, it actually won't affect a wax or a sealant. It's still LSP safe, but it means it's got more bite than something like Superfoam. Superfoam is designed as a summer foam. So Superfoam is completely pH neutral. It's got a lot less cleaning agents in it than Magifoam has. But it will not harm any sort of finish. So Superfoam you can use on matte paintwork, you can use on wraps, you can use on satin paintwork. Magifoam, again, you can do, you just got to be a little bit more careful with some of the really sort of delicate finishes. Magifoam is my preference because Magifoam just works all the time. Superfoam I'll use in summer, especially when I get rid of some dust.
Yeah, I like Superfoam in black as well. And
I love the smell of Superfoam as well, but when Magifoam custard comes back, that will be my favourite.
Okay, Chris Pond's got an interesting question, Kev, if you can find him on there.
No, I'll let you read that because I can't
Okay,
see.
Chris Pond, thanks for your question, Chris. When you machine polish, you use 3/4 piece size spots. When you use a microfiber pad, do you use the same to cover the pad? Thank you.
That's what we answered that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I do apologise.
Oh, Dale.
I didn't I won't listen to you.
No, you never do you? Reflect Automotive, hi guys, Sprints or Magiseal?
Harrison Thomas, Dale needs to be more in YouTube videos. I really do.
Don't tell him now.
Yeah, he does, and then I don't have to do it. Sprints or Magiseal? Personal preference. It's a question that is probably the most common question I get asked by everybody that comes in. The only difference in terms of the products themselves, because don't forget guys, Sprints is SiO2 based, Magiseal is ceramic based, so in terms of actual what they contain, it's relatively similar. Sprints, the application process for Sprints is a little bit more tricky than Magiseal. Sprints is designed for cars that have got zero protection on, So you spray it on a car that's got nothing on it, will work really, really well, will repel water and will look really nice. MagiSeal is designed for use with other types of products. So if you've got a ceramic coating on there, whether that's a fully fledged ceramic coating, will work with that. If you've got any of our normal products, so even sealants or waxes, that aren't ceramic, it will work with that as well. So it's purely down to application.
Cool.
Me personally, I prefer MagiSeal.
Damon Rogers has got a question for you, Kev.
What do you recommend after decontamination and machine polishing to seal and protect the car, and which way round to put on, wax or seal first? Again, another common question that we get asked, and another one that we focus on quite a lot on the Back to Basics course. It's very easy for people to get confused as to which process is first. So the way we normally sort of put it across to people is, you've got to polish the car first, so whether that's hand polishing, machine polishing. Then you want to seal in what you've achieved. So if you've achieved a full correction, you want to seal that finish in. So that's where your sealant comes in. Then your wax goes on after that. In terms of what you put on it, again, personal preference really, whether you want to go for something that's durable, whether you want to go for something that's high gloss. Your sealant, so if I machine a car, for example, my choice of two sealants would either be Abyss or probably Supersonic. So both of those products will protect the paintwork for quite a long time. Then you decide which wax you want to apply over the top of that. The strict way of doing it is, a wax will stick better to an unsealed surface. So if you've got a car that's been machine polished, then you put a wax on it, your wax will last longer because it's bonded to the paintwork. If you put a sealant between those, between the paintwork and the wax, it's not going to bond quite as well, but it will protect the sealant underneath. So you've got to think of the wax as a sacrificial layer. So personally, if I was in a car, it would be Supersonic or Abyss to seal, and then I would probably go with something like Autobrite to wax, or maybe Penny Black, one of those two.
Excellent.
That's the common used ones anyway.
We've got Maximus VR46. Spot on, mate. Those who know. If using MagiFoam between MagiSeal, do I need to reapply MagiSeal?
There's a lot of Magis in there. So if you're using MagiFoam in between MagiSeal, do I need to apply it? No, you shouldn't do. So MagiSeal, essentially, you put it on, it lasts around about 3 months. So if you're washing your car every week, you should only really need to apply it every 4 to 6 washes, something like that. You don't need to reapply it every time you wash. You can do, but it's just, you're using a lot more product than you need to.
Okay. He says loving the MagiSeal, by the way. Thanks, Maximus.
Yeah, we like it as well.
Okay, have we got any more questions, Kev? Or am I going to grill you a little bit more?
So we've got Gibber. Once my car is fully protected with a new ceramic shield range and I keep it protected by using ceramic wash, ceramic shampoo, can I still use a high gloss wax for shoes on top in summer? Yeah. So yeah, if you've got, if you've used the ceramic shield family and you've got a protection on your car, you want to do a show in summer, you want to put something on that gives it really good, really nice pop, you can put whatever wax you want on top of there. It may reduce the durability of the wax a little bit, but if you put a show wax on, it's not going to be the most durable of products anyway, so it just means you need to reapply your wax a little bit more often, that's all.
I've got a topic we can talk about, Kev, briefly. It's our 15th birthday today, not today, sorry, this year at Autobrite. I think it's on the 5th of April. We're having a big open day, so keep your eyes posted on Facebook.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
Posted. Pushing your eyes of all. Go on.
Anyway, it's our birthday this year.
It is indeed.
So we're going to do a few announcements, a few special things, prizes, giveaways, things like that. What would you bring out for like a 15th anniversary product, Kev? What would you like to see? And what would you like to see? Let us know.
Yeah, I can't possibly say. There is definitely something special in the pipeline, but it's top secret at the minute. So
I think someone knows.
No, I think even someone doesn't know.
I think he's got an idea. But that'll be good. I'm quite excited for that. The open day last year was fantastic, so hopefully we can repeat that this year.
Yeah, it's going to be mental, probably.
Yeah, we had some great cars down.
Yep.
We've got a few more questions too, Kev.
Matt. Hi Kev and Dale, would it be beneficial to go over a layer of Abyss with MagiSeal on my wasting product?
Hi Matt, by the way.
Yeah, hi Matt. That's entirely up to you, mate, to be honest. MagiSeal will work on top of Abyss. If you've already got Abyss on there, you've already got a decent layer of protection on there. Your MagiSeal then, you are adding additional protection to the top of the Abyss. So in theory, what you're doing is you're protecting your Abyss by using your MagiSeal. Whether you would do both really depends on what you want to do. If you've got a best on there, what I would probably recommend is if you're washing it weekly, use something like Top Gloss just as a drying aid, and then every couple of months bang a coat of emergency line just to top it up.
You're just a fountain of knowledge, you okay? You blow me away.
I know.
Okay, so Mark Pallington says ceramic fabric protector.
Hello, Mark.
Hi Mark. Fancy seeing you here. Ceramic fabric protector.
What was the name? What was the name that Mark come up with?
That's the name that we don't say. That's the name.
What was the name, Mark?
Was it Nobbin?
Nobbin.
Robin Nobbin.
Robin Nobbin.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, keep them peeled. We are bringing out a fabric sealant.
We haven't chosen the name yet, though.
No, someone thinks he has, but you know
He's been overruled and outvoted.
It's a beautiful name.
We're all revolting.
Wait till everybody hears my
They're
name.
definitely revolting.
It's fantastic.
Do you ever use Hellshine Eliminator Polish and when?
Oh, what a great product.
Cameron, do I ever use Hellshine Eliminator Polish?
Cameron?
The answer would be not really. Eliminator, it's designed as primarily like a paint cleanser, so you would use it prior to applying a wax or a sealant. The jobs that we do, 99% of the time, they're machine polished, so that negates the use of us using something like a paint cleanser. If someone came in and wanted us to remove previous protection and then apply a new protection, then we may possibly use it, but that's primarily what it's designed for. What use are we making out?
A couple of comments that have come through.
Oh yeah, okay. So Mark, good guess on my part. It's not a guess if you've got insider knowledge, is it, mate? To be honest. Let's be honest. Fathead 431. That's definitely a good description. That's
Right.
Mr. Nobbin to you. So I'm guessing that Nobbin's not doing any work and he's watching our YouTube live video.
Get some weight done.
If you could send him some comments, guys. Fathead 431. Tell him to get back to work.
Matt says, great, thanks chaps, have a good day.
No
You will,
worries,
thank
thanks,
you.
mate. See
It's
you
Friday as well, so looking forward to the weekend.
Yay!
Let us know what you guys are up to at the weekend. If you're washing your car, washing your bike, what products you'll be using this weekend.
We've got some
Oh,
nice
you
weather
put it
this
in
weekend,
store?
haven't we?
And we've got a great in-store offer, haven't we?
We have got an in-store
I think
offer, right? Yeah.
Kev might be on a video later on.
I am on a video with the.
Can't get him off.
Yeah. Keep it
Okay.
real, I'll be here all the time.
So, just while we're waiting for your questions to come through, Kev, what about a little quick fire round?
Mark says he didn't know.
Ah,
Okay, good guess, then, mate. to
Good
be
guess,
fair.
yeah.
Are you up for
That's
that?
stalking us. Quick fire questions, yes, go on
If
then.
you've got any quick fire questions for Kev, I'll give you a couple of examples, then you can go ahead. So, Chinese food or Indian food?
Chinese.
Volkswagen or BM?
Neither.
Okay.
Don't like the Germans.
Trucks or cars?
Ooh.
Ah, no, you like them, don't you?
I
Ah.
don't like bands.
Driving or passenger?
Definitely driving. I'm not a good passenger.
Try
especially in with the.
Kind of cold, so if you're watching, I don't know what he's trying to say about your driving.
No, I'm not a good passenger anyway.
Why? Would you like to,
I don't like not being in control, basically.
especially when Mark's driving?
Especially when Mark's driving, yeah. So, yeah. Change your pants required.
Don't get in with the Gibbo then.
Okay, so what have we got? We've got Mr. Clarkey workshop tour video next. Workshop? I think you're Santa.
That's not a bad idea.
Detailing
Bit
based.
of a yeah, walk round.
I'll have to get Robin and Nick to tidy up all that mess. But keep them peeled because we may be doing a video from the detailing bay later on this afternoon.
William Blackshaw.
Get to work.
I'm sure you should be back at work now. Kev,
Past break time.
how do you wash your car? Question mark.
You. How do you wash a car, as Will said? How do I wash a car? I don't know, Will. I couldn't explain to you, mate. It's too complicated. Reflect Automated Detailing. I have a Mustang for some and rich. Nice. Make sure you post some pictures on the discussion group. Matt, another quick question. The new ceramic wax, could you apply this using the two-towel method, like liquid gloss, or am I best using an applicator pad? I was using an applicator pad, mate. You could, in theory, do it with a towel, but because it's quite an oily product when you spread it, an applicator pad will work better. You use less product as well. Nicholas Ford, Robin or Nick?
There you go, that's a quick fire question round. Robin or Nick?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, what can I say?
None.
Neither.
Gibbo says don't get in the car with him then. So we've heard.
Yeah, we have heard. Will, Kev, Jill or Mark? Well, again, pick me, obviously. Or was that supposed to be Kev, Jill or Mark?
Harrison Thomas, what car do you both drive? Well, we drive.
We actually both drive the Seat Ibizas, surprisingly. Mine's red and Dale's is black. Dale's is dirty and mine's dirty too.
Although I do have a Triumph Tiger Sport as well, which is my baby.
Yeah, I don't do bikes.
So if you want to talk a little bit about bikes as well, guys, fire some questions at me.
Yeah, and if you're talking about bikes, I'll just go.
No, you won't. Anyway, Kev, I want to know, why have you got a coffee in our lovely AB branded mug, and I've got no coffee?
That is one of life's great mysteries. Cameron, Mr. Moss, me and Andrew are waiting patiently on the beanie hats being released. When?
Monday.
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 Yeah.
Keep them peeled, guys.
Wow.
Not saying it's mine, mine's special.
Monday.
You got one?
Yeah, mine's special.
You are special.
Limited
Kev.
edition, man.
You are special. You're
I am
right.
indeed, yeah. Dale, I've got a question for you.
Go on then.
Have a look, Mr. Will Watchfield. Dale, is your bike seat lowered?
I have got a low seat, yes, well, as you well know.
Get back to
I
it.
am vertically challenged.
A set of step ladders as well so you can climb on. Any reflector 20, half machine polished, Kev, half pink, half red. Half pink on a new Mustang. I'm surprised he oxidised that quickly. But yeah, put the pictures on the discussion later. Let's have a look. Kev was prepared. What was I prepared for? Oh, you mean the question about who I favour? I had a bit of a warning, yeah.
You did have a little bit of a
Have
warning.
you got any more quick fire questions?
Give a coffee.
Oh, coffee. Yeah, I was definitely prepared with the coffee, you see. You've got to keep hydrated.
Yeah. No, what he meant is he was selfish and he made himself one and didn't make me a Mark one.
No.
That is true.
Okay.
But that's for forcing me to do this video, so let's pay back.
Next time we'll have one.
Very nice.
We will make him one.
Yeah. Actually, Mark hasn't made a coffee for quite a few years.
That comment was about your IB3.
What comment?
Kev's all mine.
Oh, yeah, you're right, mate. It is still half red, half pink. Yeah,
Gay, yeah.
yeah, because if you look on our leaflets for the detail and tuition,
Yeah.
reflectors and motor there on there. doing the
Talking
training.
about tuition, Kev, tell us a little bit about what services we offer with training.
Well, guys, I'm sure you probably know we do our group Back to Basics course, which we hold once a month, and that's going to be starting on the 15th of Feb.
And I believe that's sold out already.
15th of Feb sold out. It's sold out
Unbelievable.
within a few days, I think, this time. I think I looked at, I think we did around about 180 people, I think we ran through on the Back to Basics
Wow.
last year. So it's really popular. So yeah, if you want to get, if you want to learn the basics, if you're just starting out and you want to get used to doing the decontamination process, learn about the safe wash techniques, and do a bit of introduction to machine polishing, Back to Basics is the one for you.
And you get to
£50
meet
as well.
the legends who are Kevin Prince and Clive Pepper.
Yes, my partner in crime, apparently. We also do one-to-one courses. So we do one-to-one courses Monday to Friday most weeks, depending on what availability we've got. Those courses are normally bespoke. So if you have done Back to Basics previously, or you think, actually, I know what I'm doing with the preparation, the decontamination, you can just come and do a day's machine polishing. There's a lot of different areas we can include in the one-to-ones. We can do things like headlight restoration. We can do wet sanding, so we can do texture matching, texture removal, interior work, engine bays, all the stuff that doesn't get included on the Back to Basics course. You can choose it on the one-to-ones. If you're interested in tuition, drop us a comment and we'll send you an email. So give you an email in the comments, or send an email through Facebook or through the website, and we'll get back to you.
Excellent. Matt's got a question about Audi black paint.
Is Audi black paint as bad as people make out? Yes.
Shocking.
Is the key to refinement taking extra time to do? Oh, taking extra time, do you have any tips? I have all the corrected range and pads, but struggled with holograms last time I did it. Well, Matt, I'm assuming if you're struggling with holograms, mate, you're using a rotary. So, yeah, Audi paint is harder to cut. It is a harder clear coat. Now, it used to be the case that every single black Audi that we encountered was a really hard clear coat. That's changed slightly lately. So, a bit like BMW as well. They seem to be using softer clear coat on some of the vehicles now, so they're not as hard as they used to be. A4s, so a gloss black A4, it used to be my nemesis. I like polishing granite. If you're using a rotary machine to polish, then you've either got to remove the holograms by going at a really slow speed, something like final finish and a soft pad, or why don't you try switching to a DA. So if you're heavy cutting by rotary, switch over to a DA, it'd be much easier to refine it and much less chance to get holograms. But yeah, they do take a little bit longer.
So if someone who's never used a rotary before, Kev, or they have used rotary, we do 2 DA machines. Which one would you recommend?
For now, it's got to be DA21.
Okay.
If I was doing an Audi with a dual action machine, it'd be a DA21. I would probably be using Restore, to be fair, and I'd probably be using a microfiber corrected Pro Pad as well.
Excellent. Fathead431, quick fire question. Favourite food, Kev, tacos or fajitas?
Neither. My favourite food is actually pizza.
Favourite topping?
On pizza?
Mexican.
No, actually, my favourite pizza would be Aldi do a cheeseburger pizza. That's really nice. That's got bacon on.
You might have noticed
I do like pineapple on pizzas, actually.
Mark said Mexican topping. For you who don't know out there, Kev's nickname here at Autobrite is the Mexican. I'm not going into details, you'll have to pick on the back to basics to find out why.
You pick on the back to basics, but I might tell you. Depends if I like it.
He does like it.
Ooh, here's another good question. Drew, Lloyd, Osher, Kev or Nick?
Oh dear.
Drew, I think you know that answer to that question.
That's a no-brainer. Even I know that one.
Will Blackstone, you'll be signing on with Autobrite, and what is the best car you've ever detailed? I've worked for Autobrite for, it'll be 7 years in July. What's the best car I've ever detailed? Depends on what you define as best. I prefer, to be honest, detailing the stuff that's a little bit out of the ordinary. So you're looking at things like the BAC mono that we did, trucks, quite like doing them as well. I also prefer detailing older cars, so you know, things like Mark 1, Mark 2 Golfs, things like that, or even just, you know, if someone comes in with something like a Ford Focus that's not been taken care of, it looks really, really bad, and the before and afters are a massive difference. That's where you get the most satisfaction. Most expensive car I've ever detailed was probably the McLaren MP12, MP12-4C, whatever they are,
Yeah.
McLaren. But that was the most expensive car we detailed. And obviously we've got a 458 at the minute.
Was it Aston Martin there last year? That DB11.
DB11, DB11, that was nice as well, the silver one.
Had a few. We've had loads, haven't we?
Yeah. I like trucks there. 18
Matt's just come back, it was Maureen,
Mattress.
not holograms, sorry.
Maureen. Okay, Maureen from. It could. If you're talking about clay bar Maureen, then that's something that should easily be removed with the machine. So if you're leaving Maureen after you've clayed, then obviously you're not machining it for long enough. If you mean sort of like swirl marks or rotary polishing marks, again, that's down to not refining it for long enough and not using a soft enough pad. So I would still, if you're using a rotary, which you haven't actually said if you are or not, but if you're using a rotary, I would still consider investing in a DA just to do the finishing. You know, even if you are using a rotary 90% of the time, a DA is always going to have a place, especially for really tricky paints.
Cool. Okay, so Jill Moss has got a question, quick fire question, Kev, for me and you. Cream eggs or mini eggs?
Depends on
A
what
mini
you're buying.
egg inside a cream egg. And hiya, Jill.
Hi, Jill. Depends on what you're buying. This. No, it's got a cream egg for me.
Does it?
Yeah, I like a cream egg.
I can't decide, I love them both.
What else have we got? Matt, are either of your Ibizas TDIs? Yes, they are. If so, are they tuned or standard?
Mine's remapped.
Yours is remapped.
Mine's
Mine's not
the
remapped. Mine has done quite a high mileage, so I wouldn't like to stress it. I just wanted to get me to work and back. I don't want it to blow up like Dale's.
I haven't blown up yet.
Is anyone at AD actually working? They all seem to be watching. Oh, that's something I'll let Mark sort out.
Drew Lloyd.
How dare you?
M5 or 520D?
It's got to be 520D, mate.
Oh, Drew.
You know how it goes.
You're not very popular now. I'll be talking to you later.
Jill Moss says no.
No, what?
I don't know.
No,
No to what, Jill?
we don't know.
Don't know.
Right, I think that's all we've got time for then, so maybe I better do some work.
I think we better
Well,
have.
I'll do some work.
Thanks for that in-depth knowledge there, Kev.
Yeah.
It's been great speaking to you.
Like I say, first YouTube live video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, we've had some really good questions there. We've had some really non-AD related questions, but we don't mind. So yeah, so keep them peeled, and who knows, it may become a regular feature.
Yeah, we do appreciate all the questions, guys. And we're going to do a lot more of these videos now. So hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Look for the announcements on Facebook and Instagram as well. But we will be doing a lot more of these YouTube ones. But hopefully it'll be a lot better than this one, eh, Kev?
Hopefully.
So
You've got to allow us this first one.
Yeah, and thanks for watching.
Cheers, guys.
Take care.
See you later.
Bye bye.